Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Eddie Marcus here again, early this morning. Constant. This desire to see the people of this nation free. This desire to see the people of the world free. Free to live the kind of lives that you've always dreamed of. Having the resources available to you to aid you, allowing you to apply yourself in the process so you are not a burden to anyone, but an asset to everyone, each of us, to all of us. I'm telling you, ladies and gentlemen, I tell you, when I think of things like this and can't sleep because I want to see it happen, and I have to come to you and tell you the truth as I have been given to see it. It appears sometimes that I'm attacking everybody, and yes, I guess I really am, because in reality, everybody's the fault. Everybody's the blame, meaning that we have accepted a way of life that does not allow the things that I just mentioned to exist. And it's all because we've been deceived to believe all kinds of things. And so when I speak of evil, I'm really talking about all the people, not just in America, but all the people all over the globe. I'm just focusing in on those things that I have been given to see. So I've made some notes I want to share as I make the statement. In 1492, in 1619, in 1776, a group of people established a nation where a distinction between two groups of people were established. One group superior, the other inferior, and set in motion that one group would be privileged, the other left to the outcomes of the decision. And this decision, my friends, it created wealth and poverty. It created crime and violence, hatred, racism, and those ugly things we hate to talk about, terror and war. Now, this day, the 21st century, 2021, are still a divided nation, supported by absolute evil. And when I say absolute evil, I'm saying a system, a political system that allows two political parties to exist, and each sees the other as evil. So in any outcome, evil benefits. A concerted effort has been made to take over the nation. By whom? By the superior privileged group. And what do they want to do? They want to oppress the rest of the population and establish the worst evil this nation has ever experienced since its foundation. Now, what do I mean? Establish the worst evil, at a time when those who benefit call it just the opposite, the best time. Well, we're talking about a nation, my friends, that is so evil. We're talking about a nation that the introduction of a divine power, a nation so evil that the introduction of a divine power gave up its talking points in order to join with the superior, privileged group of oppressors. Now, good people, well, you know what good people do. They always go along with working within the law, regardless of what the law says. You fall within the confines, you don't have to worry about anything. Even the church says, obey those that have rule over you. Well, and it only works for God as the system of the law permitted to do so. Now, A United States system of democracy where political parties seeks to silence by denying the constitutional right of the other political party to vote on the people, to have a voice by changing and making laws, new laws that support this illegal, immoral act, as is happening in many states within the United States. As a result, have been said of a big lie. But what is actually happening is the truth of the nature and the spirit of individuals around this nation is being drawn forward. It's being, what you want to call, brought to the top. So the ugliness in the hearts of human beings who have been living in these bodies on this earth, all over the globe, everywhere, ever since the beginning of time, at this day, when you look at it all, it means exactly what we see. The ugliness that allows people to just kill each other like it's nothing. And everybody feels that everything they do is done by the power and under the authority and the guidance of Almighty God. God is telling them to kill. God is telling them to force individuals to hide everything on their bodies. God is telling them to force people to sit down and don't do anything and listen to the one who will kill you. This, the kind of stuff. People can't rest because of all of the ugliness that exists. It exists because of the lying, deceiving systems of the world that we live under. It doesn't matter who you are and where you are, wherever you are, whoever you are. You think that your system of government is the best system of government on earth. At least that's what you've been taught. Even though your government might be oppressing the people so much that they can't even find any comfort, that they will go to any extremes to try to get away from you, to get away from the pains and the suffering of the evil, to go someplace, hoping that there's some nation, someplace on the face of the earth that would receive them. And there have been many times when nations would receive people. But as time has passed, people have been growing to reject others. And that's only because we're growing further and further away from understanding anything about the true love. And that ugliness that's been trained in us, that's been infesting in us, is at the top. But it is this particular message that I bring to you, this particular ministry that I bring to you, is to remind you, ladies and gentlemen, that there is two things going on: the material and the spirit. The material exists, but its ability to do whatever it does comes from the power of the spirit. And all things have a basic principle of operation of existence. And those things that have been given to us as people that would allow, well, it seems like I'm preaching, I say that so much. Well, it's been given to us. And I want everybody to be reminded that the Spirit is running this show. That the life we have all about us is a sign that we going the wrong way. This message is to put you on the right way. Listen to this, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm asking everybody that hears me, all of you important people, you know who you are in your life and in our way of doing things. There are a lot of us. Well, there are a lot of you. That's very important. I'm talking about you engineers.